Since I am mainly looking at video games that may be suitable for people who have never really played video games before, I thought it might be time to look back at the discoveries and moments and more associated with specific games I've played in my life. This is a series I'm calling Gaming Memories. RIP the Wii Shop Channel, which as of the 31st of January 2019 is now gone. The server is down. The Daleks got rid of it. Exterminate! This shutdown can be a key discussion point in the physical versus digital argument. But you know what? I actually have fond memories of this feature of the Nintendo Wii. Let's talk about them. I remember hearing about the Virtual Console for the Nintendo Wii before its midnight launch in December 2006. That got me really excited. There was a lot of speculation about what it was going to be like, what games or systems were going to be represented. Suffice to say, I wasn't really able to connect my Nintendo Wii to the internet until 2007. Nevertheless, when that happened, I wasted little time in asking my parents for help with getting Wii points. Remember that currency? And getting my first Virtual Console games, which were Super Mario Bros. On the NES, Sonic the Hedgehog on the Mega Drive aka Genesis, and The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64. They were the first, but they certainly wouldn't be the last. Those were just a few of the games that I never really owned or played before. The Virtual Console allowed for the possibility of experiencing games for the first time, to the point where I spent more time on those games than the actual Wii games. Don't get me wrong, I liked the Wii and its games, such as the Zelda or Mario games, and Metroid Prime 3 and Super Smash Bros. Brawl, but replaying Ocarina of Time, since I didn't have it on a Nintendo 64 cartridge, playing Paper Mario for more than just the few hours I did with it on a rental, and especially getting addicted to what would end up being one of my favourite games of all time, Chrono Trigger, are memories to last a lifetime. In fact, games like Chrono Trigger and even the Final Fantasy games went for an additional 100 Wii points, 900 instead of 800. NES games generally went for 500 points, Super Nintendo and Mega Drive games for 800, and Nintendo 64 games for 1000. There were these other systems, but I didn't really pay attention to them. In fact, the Commodore 64 games weren't on the Australian shop, though it was in Europe for PAL regions. What a shame, I wanted to play Whizball for the first time. And in regards to that, yeah, the Wii Shop Channel wasn't exactly perfect. The games were not, according to most critics and gamers, identical to the original release when it came to graphics, sound, controls, frame rate and so on. In fact, us Aussies got the PAL release of the first Sonic the Hedgehog, which was unfortunately slower. Peripherals, such as the rumble control or transfer packs, were not usable. Why couldn't we save or transfer data with those things? The pricing was also criticised, but I got Majora's Mask on the Nintendo 64 second hand, so I'm not exactly complaining. The releases were certainly sporadic, and really slowed down as the years went on. And of course, there were specific games many of us were really wanting on there, which realistically wasn't going to happen. I'm pretty sure an old friend of mine wanted Star Wars Episode 1 Racer on there. I wanted GoldenEye and other Rare games. Fat chance. In fact, some games such as Earthbound or Harvest Moon 64 weren't available until the Wii U happened. Of course, the controls were criticised, but really, most of these criticisms depended on the game or the system it was originally on. I had no trouble playing Ocarina of Time with the GameCube controller that was backwards compatible with the Wii, and since transferring it to my other games to the Wii U, that has changed. There are the classic controllers and pro controllers, but somehow, it doesn't feel the same. You know what doesn't feel the same? That the Wii U and Switch shops don't mirror the look and music of the Wii shop, obviously. That music got stuck in my head as I browsed for games and stuff. I liked how the download progress was shown on screen with Mario running across the screen, collecting coins, and eventually hitting all 3 blocks above him. I also didn't play or get WiiWare games. Sorry. But it sounds like there were quite a few good games. Even games such as Final Fantasy IV The After Years or Castlevania The Adventure Rebirth piqued my interest because of how much they seemingly shared with their games or series of origin. And now, the Wii Shop Channel is gone, complete with a feature to transfer your data to the Wii U. I had 100 Wii points left by the time the shop died. What was I supposed to do with that? Oh yes, you couldn't get any more Wii points in March 2018. What was up with that? The shop is gone, but not the memories, which will stay in my mind as I go back, like I always do, to play the games that I still have with me. People can argue that playing all of these games could have been done on an emulator, pirates, but there was just something about being able to play an old game on the TV as close to the original experience as possible. I rediscovered games and discovered new ones. For just about anyone interested in retro games, there were many great games to play on there, and I'm sure any one of you watching had your favourites. Let me know in the comments down below, because the Wii Shop Channel is not just part of one of my memories, but part of many others too. It can be part of our gaming memories.